The Morgan Report with David Morgan. Discover how to build and protect your wealth at themorganreport.com.
David Morgan of themorganreport.com, the week ending 29 November 2024. I'm going to go through a little bit of the presentation that I did in New Orleans, and I won't go into the whole situation. I'm saying some forward statements and check with your own professional investment advisor. This was the email sent out by many of us, myself included, showing many of the speakers that were at the 50th anniversary of the New Orleans Investment Conference. And my speech was on the overview of the new monetary system, basis the BIS, the Bank for International Settlements. We've been talking about a new currency for a long time. I've used this slide in the past. This is from the Thrive movie from Foster Gamble, and it shows the hierarchy of the pyramid structure. And what you find, of course, is that we, the people, and all living things are basically at the bottom of the pyramid. And then at the base of the pyramid is government. And I like to point this out because a lot of people believe that government is very, very powerful. Certainly it's more powerful than we, the people. Government is force. Doesn't matter if it's U.S. government, Canadian government, Australian government, Chinese government, European government. Government is force. So they're at the bottom. And what's above government is all the multinationals or global corporations. See Pfizer in there, General Electric, Exxon. And these corporations are above government. And how many have heard the word lobbyist? And what the exchange is between lobbyists and government positions. It's a revolving door. So anyone that understands how things really work, understand that government actually is not nearly as powerful as we are led to believe and taught to believe. The truth is that the corporations have a great sway over government. The laws that are written, how they're enacted, etc. And then, of course, above that, we start getting the banking system. We go up the banking chain. And as you go higher and higher, you get up to the Bank of International Settlements. And I chose that because it isn't the top of the pyramid, but it's very close to the top. And basis of what they say, a lot flows down from there to the World Bank, the IMF, the internationalists, the big banks, the corporations, and government. So again, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but the purpose of the new system is to address, and these all sound really good, and some of them are absolutely valid. I mean, it will create, faster transactions, cross-border payments, less friction in the system. There will be things that will be better because of a new CBDC system, but overall, it's based upon more control, not less. This is a picture of the Bank for International Settlements, and some people have said it looks like the Tower of Babel. I have no idea. I mean, there's artists' conceptions of what the Tower of Babel looked like. I have no idea, but I find that just an interesting side note. The role in the new system enables central banks to manage monetary policy directly and efficiently and offer secure government-backed digital alternatives for public and private transactions. And there's a lot to this presentation that I gave. I'm going to stop here, but basically it doesn't necessarily have to have a CBDC situation, although that's kind of what they're pushing, obviously. But you could have a JP Morgan put a public-private partnership together, and they put together a digital currency for everybody's benefit. The main thing to look for in whatever administration, whatever jurisdiction you are in, is for the digital ID. It's going to be the digital ID that will tie you to the new system. And that's what you really want to be in the look for, because it could come in several ways. One could be border security, and the way to get the border security back in the throes of what's the mandate is to simply make sure that there's a digital ID on everybody, and then we can trace anyone coming in or out of a border control area. So I'm just going to give you a heads up on that, and I will talk a little bit about the report that goes out this weekend. So the whole editorial goes through a lot of what I just briefed about on the digital currency, the Bank of International Settlements, and what they are. I also gave a heads up on what's going to happen with this Department of Global Efficiency from my perspective and others. These are studied points of view, not my thoughts alone. Both Elon and Vivek, there'll be a lot of AI. That's another thing to be concerned with. Again, AI will streamline a lot of things, make things easier, faster, more efficient. But on the other side of the coin, it will disrupt the jobs industry. There'll be a lot of more employment. And there'll be times when you really have no recourse if the AI makes a determination who you're going to argue with. You don't have any, redress in many, many cases. It's this way because the AI has deemed it such. And to give you, you that are more, let's say, more freedom oriented, I'll put it in those terms. You can see over here in the right-hand column, some central banks are cautious about adopting CBDCs, citing concerns over monetary control and financial stability. An official Monetary and Financial Digital Money Institute survey revealed that only 13% of respondents view CBDCs as the most prominent solution for cross-border payments, a decline from 31% the previous year. Additionally, 10% of central bankers are still developing CBDCs, down from 21%. So that's something that some of you may or may not know. That's a trend. It is sourced. Is it completely accurate? I don't know. I believe it to be true. I think there's going to be more resistance to this implementation of the new system than perhaps the elite think. But it'll remain to be determined, and certainly there'll be struggles both directions. I'm curious to see what happens with the new administration and this Dodge situation and what's going to happen with the AI and how much they're pushing the digital identity. So I'll leave it there. On the report, we dropped one off. Time to clean up the portfolio. There's a couple there that are down this year, but they both have one has very good news coming out. Well, I shouldn't say I don't know if the news is going to come out the first quarter. Based on what their assessment is, then I'll be able to make a determination whether it's worth holding or not. The other one is just one out of several stocks, and still believe in it. And everything else we pretty much have a positive on outside of the rank speculations, which are extremely tough. And we finally gave up on one that I've been with for a very long time, taking a lot of time and energy. And yes, the product does work. It just doesn't ever seem to get any traction. So enough about stock picks. I will wish you all a great weekend and happy holidays that are coming up, whatever your stripe is. And I will leave it there. I'll be back with you next week with another weekly perspective. David Morgan from the Morgan Report.